Hello, my name is Daisy Vasquez, and this is going to be case study 5. For this case study 5, I was just hired by the City Parks and Recreation as head of track and field coach for the summer track and field program. I have been asked to make a heat protection program for everyone. From the summer program begins on May 24th, 2021 until July 14, 2021. And I have been given the freedom to design my own thermal protection program plan. And I have been asked to provide a monetary budget for this. So my ultimate goal was to find the perfect method that could provide an adequate temperature and protection from the harsh valley weather for the athletes, spectators, coaches, volunteers, and vendors so that they can all enjoy the track and field events without the athletes having heat exhaustion and getting impacted by the sunlight, rays, and heat. While my plan to build an outdoor track is being processed for the meantime for this year, the safety precautions that I would take during these hot summer track meets would be provide shade for all the volunteers, athletes, and spectators. I would have Gatorade or any type of fast electrolytes for the athletes who have finished their race, so they won't be dehydrated from the run plus the heat. As we know, the heat, we do expend more sweat, and sweat is water, so we're basically sweating twice, getting rid of water twice as most, which can lead to dehydration, which can be really dangerous. So I do want for actually everyone to be drinking some Gatorade or fast electrotypes. I would also have I would also require for the volunteers, athletes, and coaches who are on the track to apply sunscreen about every 2 hours. If possible, I would like to have some fans set up inside the tent so that athletes would have finished their race and cool off. Basically, build shade protection for an area for everyone with some fans on there, so they can cool off, be drinking their electrolytes, relaxing in there, getting ready for the race. I would like to have those types of tents set up about maybe in the middle of where the little circle is inside the track. I would like to have at least 6 big ones like that. Kind of like in the middle of it, but not on the edges, because I know coaches like to sometimes run with their athletes around, and I don't want to prevent that. And I know some athletes warm up in the middle. They do some drills in there, so I don't want to get in their way either. I want different ones set up all around so they could go in there, if they had enough from the heat. So for my ultimate goal for this is I would like to build a stadium that is just like an outdoor track stadium, except that it will be indoors. I researched online and found that the specifications for an outdoor track is a 400-meter track with 8 lanes, which is what I would like indoors. Basically, I would like for the outside experience to be brought indoors. The only thing is the shot put in discus event will still be held outside, but I would like to provide a shade structure where the event those types of events will be held, because I've noticed when I was in track, I would notice that those athletes and the coaches and the volunteers for that were out in the sun. There was not really much shade on there. So for them, I do want to go ahead and build a shade protection for them as well as having them drink electrolytes and having a fan set up for them. Anyways, the reason why I do not want it an ordinary indoor track is because the track is shorter from the outside track. So the runners' times will be shorter, which can create frustration for the athletes, as well as creating longer times in their runs. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so I could show you what I'm talking about here. Okay, so this is what I mean. I included this in my website. Differences in track specifications. So you see how in indoor track, the length is 200 meters. The maximum is 6 lanes. The outdoor track, the length is 400 meters and it's typically around 8 lanes. No dream is impossible. You just gotta work for it. And I would really push for this indoor track, you know. And as you can see here, this is, okay, just ignore this area, but this is what I mean by I would like to provide some shade for the shot put and discus, just in the area where they're starting up, not where they throw the shot put and discus, you know, because it's kind of probably gonna tear this thingy up here. So not that, I mean like having a shade where they're gonna start. That's what I would like to do for them, and it'll be beautiful. It would just look different than any other one that I've seen. The monetary budget for this is pretty expensive just because I'm dreaming big, I'm achieving high for this. So the budget for this would be around 5 million max, around there. The reason why is because after doing research, I found that an indoor track would cost twice as much versus an outdoor track. Also, the area where it will be, built will affect the cost also. This includes the shade structure for the shot put and discus area as well. I have a little article here that where I researched how much, like around how much it will cost. And I read this thing, this right here. I can't highlight it, but I'm sorry, it's right here. The old saying, you get what you pay for, is pretty true. You're not going to get 20 years out of a $50,000 track. That's why I want my track to be really good. I want it to be worth it. That's what I'm aiming for that. So here I have listed the pros and cons for my track. The pros are the weather does not affect the events. It could be raining, there could be lightning, it could be cold, it could be, they say, like really hot, and it's not going to affect the runs because we can control the temperature in there. Another pro is everyone is protected by the sun and can have adequate climate control to enjoy the events, as I mentioned before. When there is no track events, the stadium can be used for other recreational sports as well. So this doesn't necessarily have to be used just for track and field. It could be used for maybe soccer, maybe basketball. Some basketball people can do drills here. Volleyball athletes too can do some running workouts there as well. You know, it's just not for these athletes, it's for everyone. I would like for this to be open to the public as well. You know, create a safe environment for runners too, because I know neighborhoods are dangerous, especially for women to be running. So this would be perfect. It will be I will probably be selling maybe day passes, you know, for that to be used when there is no events. There will be another pro for this. This will be an indoor track unlike any other, and they make the Rio Grande Valley for having the best indoor track. Basically, I do want to put the valley on the map saying, oh, that best indoor track is from the valley, you know. And I just know it can be built. I'm not an architect or anything, but I feel like it can be built. And yeah, one of the cons for this is this can either be a pro or a con, but there is no win. This can either be used as an advantage if it's pushing from the athlete's back, or as a disadvantage if it's coming from the opposite from where the athlete is running to. That's the only con about it. And an indoor track will be expensive to build and to maintain. Another con will be shot put and discus will be outdoor to avoid any accidents, which means that the athletes doing these events will be out in the heat anyways. But like I said, I do have a solution for that. It won't be, they won't be in the sunlight like that. I got this little plan from this PowerPoint presentation. So basically, this is kind of like close to the idea that I have. Okay, so this will obviously be the track, you know, and right here will be the long distance, what's it called, the long jump events as well. We're gonna move it around either way, so it's still gonna have like space for all the events. Here is gonna be the bleachers for the spectators to see their athletes, their children, you know, there as well. And then right here will be a little area for vendors to be selling whatever they would like to sell. And right here, I feel like I want to cut, sorry, I can't, okay. I want to cut this area in half. And here's where I want for my athletes to be like relaxing while if they're not here on the field, because I don't want that many people who are not needed on here on the field. I know athletes want to support their teammates, so I do want them on there supporting them. I just don't want too many of them, so there will be a limited amount of them in there. I just want them to be relaxing here, you know. And then right here, I want to cut this in half, and this is the area like right here, around this area where the shot put and discus event will be held. So just imagine this whole thing here is inside, and this is going to be an outside. So that's what I have in mind for this. And here I have, when I go ahead and included a link, so you could see how an indoor track is made. Let me stop sharing my screen. So in case my indoor track dream idea is impossible, there is a type of track that I would include there, which is a hydraulic track. So basically for this track, it's because I have found that indoor track, it's different because it has tighter turns for them, and it could hurt your athletes. So what a hydraulic track does, it kind of like goes up in a circle and around. So that's what it does. It's versatile. You could also take it off for other events. You just put it on for the main track events for that. That's expensive as well. So that's my other backup plan for this as well. And yeah, and on my Wix.com website, I also have included my references where I got all my information from. And yeah, so that's going to conclude my video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please don't hesitate to email me. My information is on my Wix.com website at the very, very bottom of it. Okay. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.